David Devilfish Ulliott.
They're all screaming the big mouse off in the studio and acting tough, so I might have to knock some of his teeth out, actually.
A name that harkens you back to the glory days of poker. The days when poker had true antagonists, and some of them just happened to wear knuckledusters with their nickname engraved on them. There's never been a character quite like Devilfish, and there likely never will again.
You know, the sooner they drag you back in the water, the better. You fat idiot. Let's get on with it.
So what was it about Ulliott that made him a true poker maverick?
I ain't got a parents, you're right. I got two parents.
That was a bit naughty, wasn't it, Tony?
They just called me with bus tickets. Tell you what.
We're gonna get into all of it, but before we do, please make sure to subscribe to Poker Boom for more profiles and all your favorite poker players. And if there's a player from the past you'd like to see us make a video about, please let us know in the comments. Alright, here we go. Born in the gritty streets of Kingston upon Hull, England in 1954, Ulliott's childhood was woven with threads of struggle and with resilience.
The house that I lived in was so small, if you forgot your key, you could put your hand down the chimney and open the door from the inside. And the furniture was actually painted on the walls.
Raised in a modest home in a blue-collar neighborhood, he left school at only 15 years old.
You know, my mum and dad did the best, and that's all you can do. And then they kicked me up out the door when I was 15, and I had to go make a life for myself.
It was when he was 19 that things would start to go sideways for Ulliott, and he would begin to live up to the name of Devilfish. A fight erupted on the streets outside of the Golden Nugget pool hall, and in this particular fight, it's said that Ulliott managed to fight off 5 men and their wives, getting slashed in the face in the process, a scar that he would keep for the remainder of his life.
He used to like to try and poke people's eyes out, he did. He always just said that to me, he said, I'll poke his eyes out, and he did. He used to go for her eyes. Yeah, it was quite an hard case, was Dave.
The chaos continued, and soon Ulliott found himself entangled in the world of crime, specifically safecracking.
He talked about jumping out of windows and cracking safes, and he was always looking over his shoulder. So I don't think he trusted a lot of people.
A shady enterprise, to say the least, where shadows concealed both allies and adversaries. It was when one of these adversaries that Ulliott thought was an ally flipped on him that he would see the inside of a prison cell for the very first time. Behind bars, time slowed to a crawl, each tick of the clock echoing the weight of his choices. He's spoken about how he was in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. And it was from the confines of isolation that he plotted and that he pondered, until he was finally released and offered a chance at redemption. Yet the lure of his criminal past proved relentless, leading him down familiar paths of conflict and consequence.
When he kicked off, you didn't want to be around him. It was quite violent. He fought this guy and he pummeled him. There was blood everywhere. He didn't care, you know.
He was arrested again at 28 for his role in a bar fight and spent more time in prison, again with most of it spent in solitary confinement. It was after this arrest that a beacon of hope emerged in the form of his second wife, who told him it was time to go straight. With newfound purpose, Ulliott embraced the light, bidding farewell to the shadows of his former self. It was now time for his second life, a life of poker.
Yum, yum, hi, yum, yum. Look at that. Straight draw, flush draw, up through everything.
Ulliott had always played with his family when he was younger, but it was in the 90s that he truly redirected his life toward the game. Devilfish's big break came in the late 90s with the rise of televised poker. In 1997, he clinched a coveted World Series of Poker gold bracelet, and then, in 1999, he emerged as the inaugural late-night poker champion.
Here on Late Night Poker, we have a result. Dave the Devilfish Ulliott is a worthy champion and 40,000 pounds better off.
His charismatic personality, colorful language, and fearless playing style quickly made him a fan favorite.
You can't disrespect everybody like this. Everybody's upset at you. Telling you the truth. Everyone's here waiting for you.
He became a regular fixture on late-night poker, where his unorthodox tactics and his sharp wit quickly earned him a reputation as one of the game's most entertaining players. In 2003, he won his biggest cash prize at the World Poker Tour, Jack Binion World Poker Open, outlasting 160 players and entering the final table with a 2-to-1 chip lead over his nearest rival.
But the real story here tonight is going to be who's going to knock the Devilfish off his mountain of chips.
He won almost $590,000 after eliminating Phil Ivey.
Oh, it's a 4.
That's it.
It's over. Devilfish makes a straight on the next card off the deck. Woo. He needed a 4 or 9. The 4 pops right off.
He has outdrawn Phil Ivey.
And then Mike Sexton referred to this victory as one of the most dominant WPT victories of all time.
You know, he was brazen, he was loud, he was brash, and he was good. I mean, really a good poker player. But Devilfish was very good for poker, I thought, and extremely unique character.
As his fame grew, Devilfish embraced the persona of the ultimate poker bad boy. He appeared on the first season of WPT's Bad Boys of Poker, along with fellow poker stars / bad boys like Gus Hansen, Antonio Esfandiari, and Phil Lack. And if you want to learn more about the original Bad Boys of Poker, check out our video all about them. The link is in the description. Devilfish seemed to revel in his image as a rebel, often sporting flashy suits, gold jewelry, and a devilish grin at the table.
I don't think I can call it off with ace high here.
A little bit of steam out.
Huh? Steam?
But beneath the bravado lay a keen intellect and a relentless drive to win. Devilfish's success on the felt was undeniable, with numerous tournament victories and millions in earnings, cementing his status as one of poker's elite. In the end, he's said to have amassed over $6.2 million in live tournament earnings, according to the Hendon Mob. With this, he stands as the second highest earner in the history of UK poker, trailing only behind Sam Trickett.
Dave always liked to claim that he was the reason that poker became so popular in the UK.
However, Devilfish's larger-than-life persona and appetite for risk would ultimately prove to be his undoing. His excessive lifestyle took its toll, leading to financial trouble and strained relationships with loved ones. Tragically, Devilfish's story came to a premature end on April 6, 2015, when he passed away from colon cancer at the age of just 61. Reflecting on his diagnosis in an interview with the Hull Daily Mail, Ulliott likened it to a tough hand in poker, emphasizing his determination to navigate through it with characteristic wit. "It's a hand that life has thrown at me," he said. "All my life I have had rubbish poker hands, and I have managed to turn them around. It is what I'm good at, and this is no different." His death sent shockwaves through the poker community as fans and fellow players mourn the loss of a true legend.
I mean, it's hard to imagine the guy's dead because everyone still talks about him all the time. I mean, it was just a great character. Just a great character.
Players like Phil Hellmuth said, "R.I.P. If you knew Devilfish, then you loved him. He's a poker legend who is going into the Poker Hall of Fame. I'll miss you, Fish." While Daniel Negreanu said, "Poker lost one of its most colorful characters today." In the years since his passing, Devilfish's legacy has endured. And despite some of his flaws, his impact on the world of poker cannot be overstated.
Right until his last breath, he kind of didn't accept it, and I kind of like that. You know, I love the idea that he really felt that he was going to be playing in another tournament.
He paved the way for future generations of players and helped popularize the game on a global scale. His larger-than-life personality and his fearless playing style captivated audiences and inspired countless individuals to pick up a deck of cards and chase their own dreams. And at the end of the day, what more can you hope for than that?
It's not the end of the world, you know. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy, and I've got a great sense of humor, you know, and I have a good life. Who cares?
And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching another episode of Poker Boom. It's almost the World Series of Poker, so what iconic stories from the Ultimate Poker Tournament would you like to see us cover? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.